G'day, we're going to do a VirtualBox install today of Ubuntu 16.04.01. Okay, we just fire up VirtualBox and we're going to make a new one. We'll name it Ubuntu 16.04.01. Click next. You might increase the memory a little bit here to about 4096. Give it plenty of memory. You don't have to go up that high, but I like to have a little bit extra there. I'm going to select create a virtual hard disk, default setting. Leave it at VDI, VirtualBox disk image. Click next. Dynamically allocated for the physical hard drive size. I might increase this a little bit, try and get it up around the 12-ish gigish mark. Probably don't need to, but we'll go with that. Okay, now we're going to go in and adjust a few different settings for this virtual machine before we start it up. Just going to go through a few of the tabs. Okay, we look at processors. I've got 8 CPUs, 8 cores, whatever you like to call it. Okay, I'll put that up to 4. We'll enable the PAE, NX, acceleration. Just leave all that as default. Display, I'm going to take that up to 128. Monitor count stays the same. I'll enable the 3D acceleration. Leave the rest there like that. Storage, well, I'm going to have to add in the live CD so I can install this to my VirtualBox. So I've got to choose where the ISO file is. And now I've just got to find it. Got a few in here. Okay, there we go. Just push OK. Just go through a few of the other options. I'll leave all these as standard. Don't need to change anything there. At this stage you can go ahead and change a few things later. We'll just leave it at that. That looks pretty good. Now we should be able to go ahead and start this install. Okay, well, I could either select try Ubuntu without installing or install Ubuntu, but I'm going to try it first and I'm going to install it a different way because I want to turn networking off before I install it to make things a lot quicker. I'll do another video on updating and configuring it at another date. Just want to show you how to install Ubuntu on a virtual machine, or this could be a physical machine. It's exactly the same process. I'm going to try and make this screen a bit bigger so we can see it a lot easier, of course. It's very tiny at the moment. Just bear with me for a sec. Go under displays, see if I have some options, which I do. I'm not going to make it full screen. I'll bring it back to about 1440 by 900. Of course, if you're doing this, you don't need to do this until you've actually installed it, but I'm just doing it so I can see it a lot better. That looks a bit bigger, a bit easier to see. Okay. First of all, I'm going to turn off the network. I have a Ethernet powered network at this stage, no wireless on this machine. although in a VirtualBox it will always come up as Ethernet anyway. Continue. Now, sometimes you can tick this if you like. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But for the sake of this video, we'll just tick it. These can all be installed later. But just for the sake of the video, we'll just go with the default setting there on this one as well. Erase disk and install Ubuntu. Later on I might do a video with something else and create some different partitions, home, separate home and that. Now the partition manager's asking us, does it want to write out these partitions? Select yes and carry on. Now I live in the Queensland area, so I'm going to select Brisbane. Select continue. I'm going to leave all these as default. US English, English US, same thing. Leave it all as default. Here we come to put your name in here. Put in whatever you like. I'm just going to call it VBox. I'm going to call the actual computer name something a little bit different. Zenial will do. Choose a password. Something that you're going to remember, something that's not too short, too weak. I always require my password to log in. I will explain why I do that in another video, but at this stage I'm just going to go with the default, require my password to log in. Push continue. And we'll just sit back here now and watch it install. It won't take long. Very fast. Very easy install. So people coming from Windows and different operating systems worry about how do we install this, but watch a few videos, take your time, read before you push the next button. It's all pretty simple. And also, as you can see here, I've installed a 1604.1 version, which is a updated ISO file from the original. It's the first release pack. Has a few bug fixes, quite a few bug fixes, and it's the one to use at this stage. This one will be supported, I think, for 5 years. Well, it won't quite actually be 5 years now, because we're about 6 months or so after the first initial date of when it was installed, being November of 2016 now, which is a pretty good time to be using it, as most of the bugs now have been fixed. And it runs very, very well. I use it as my daily operating system. It looks like it's almost finished installing. It's just removing some of the unwanted packages there now. So as you can see, it doesn't take long to install this. And it's the same on a physical machine. If you have an SSD drive, or even a normal drive, it does not take long. Once you get used to how to do it, it's fairly straightforward. Okay, we're finished. Installation complete. You can continue to test if you like, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to restart now. I'll just restart it and boot it back up. Push the enter key because it thinks it's a live CD in there, which it is actually. Just not a physical one. Wait till this boots up again. Okay, put in your password. And we can log in to our newly created Ubuntu. Keyboard shortcuts, I'll talk about these in a later video.